Hello, legacy students, and today we're going to look at linear inequalities. What you're going to want to have around you right now, you're going to want to have your notebook, you're going to want to have your guided notes, that little sheet that I gave you during class, calculator, and then you also may want a straight edge or a ruler today, because we're going to be graphing some lines. So your learning target is I can graph linear inequalities. Now, graphing linear inequalities, what is the very first step that you got to do? Well, you got to graph the line that normally you would have graphed if it would have been an equal. So if you're going to do 2x plus 1, you're going to graph that line like you normally would have. Then you got to figure out, are you going to be a solid or a dashed line? If it's a solid line, you're going to have one of these two. Kind of like when we had an open dot or a closed dot, right? So this would be a solid line. These are your dashed lines. So this is solid and this is dashed. Okay? Number 3, you're going to shade whichever side is true. So you're going to check a point and then we're going to see, does it make that side true? And I'll show you with an example. Now, don't forget to flip that inequality sign if dividing or multiplying by a negative. You will forget it and then you'll shade the wrong side. So be careful with that. And of course, don't forget about horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal lines are when you have y equals a number, okay? Vertical is when you have x equals a number. Vertical is because it's cutting through the x-axis, so you're going to have x equals. Horizontal, you're cutting through the y-axis, so it's going to be y equals. That's a good way to remember it. So let's take a look here. We got to graph the equation 2x minus 3y is less than 12. So I'm going to solve for y. Now, you could graph this using x and y intercepts. That would work too, but I'm going to solve here. So I'm going to subtract 2x. I'm going to have negative 3y is less than negative 2x plus 12. Let me fix that here quick. There we go. Let's divide by a negative 3. Now, I divided by a negative. So I got to flip my sign around. So I'm going to have negative 2 divided by negative 3 is a positive 2 over 3. And then 12 divided by negative 3 is a negative 4. So I have graphed my line. Let's graph that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would be negative 4 would be right there. Up to 1, 2 over 3. 1, 2, 3. That would be my first dot. Whoops. Okay. And then up to 1, 2 over 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go down to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Fill in my line here. Whoops. There we go. So now I need to figure out, is it a solid or a dashed line? Well, like we said, solid is going to be one of those two. Dashed is going to be one of these two. Okay? So it looks like I have a dashed line. So what a dashed means is it's not going to be all the way put together. You're just going to kind of dot it. If you want to think of it as a dotted line, that would work too. Just like that. Now, to shade, you're going to check your answer. Here's the best way. Check the point 0, 0. If your line's not going through 0, 0, you can definitely check that point. It's the easiest one to check. So if I put 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 is less than 12. So I'm going to get 0 minus 0 is less than 12, or 0 is less than 12. Is that a true statement? Is 0 less than 12? Yes, that's true. So since it's a true statement, I can shade on the side with 0, 0. So I'm going to color in this side. And then I am done with my problem. And that's the end of this video. See you later, Sabers.